welcome back to Season 6, Episode 3 of Teed Up, where everyone's a sports expert.
A podcast that makes students care about sports.
We're an original podcast created and produced by Long Beach State's student-run newspaper, the Long Beach Current.
I'm Brandon Rodriguez.
And I'm Gianna Echeverria. Today we are joined by new head coach for LBSU Softball, Kendall Fearn. Been a while since we had a debut guest for softball, so we're really excited to have you on.
So excited to be here. Thank you.
Of course.
Coach, it's been 19 seasons since there's been a new softball coach. Can you tell us what you're bringing to LBSU softball? We talked to the baseball coach before. They always reiterate the dirtbag way. What is LBSU softball way?
The LBSU softball way is a history of tradition and champions and pride. This program runs deep. We are, coming up on 50 years of Long Beach State softball. I think this is season 46. So there's a ton of history here. I mean, we're talking 5 World Series, 26 NCAA tournaments, 10 Big West championships. Like, winners have come through this program, and I'm so honored to stand on the shoulders of the previous head coaches and, the last 2 head coaches I know personally. And so it's just an incredible honor, and I'm really grateful for the foundation that's been laid here. And so I'm looking to bring, a continued standard of excellence that they've built, and then also bring a very fun, fresh, aggressive, passionate style of softball that really represents our community with great pride.
That's awesome. I know before you came here, you mentioned your trips back and forth. You were just at practice. So what has it been like these first few weeks being with new players, returning players? How are you meshing?
It's been so fun. I think, at the start of every new school year brings this fun, fresh, opportunity to just go out and create a new experience and create a new narrative. And so that's exactly what our student athletes have done. In the first practice, it was like they had already been playing together for months. And so as a coaching staff, we sat back and we were like, wow, we really weren't expecting that type of energy and feel. But I think it just shows how hungry they are and how eager they are and how excited they are to be a part of this program. And so as a coach, it's very fulfilling to just build, just go off of their energy when they're producing it. And so it's been really great. We just finished our 3rd day of softball today. So we're very much just getting started. But the excitement is there and the energy is there. And so I couldn't be more grateful for that. It makes our job pretty easy.
Yeah, I can imagine so.
Yeah, following that, Coach, what's that experience been meeting the returning players? And also you did talk about having met Kim Souter. Mm-hmm. What was that kind of passing of the torch in a sense? What was that feeling like?
Yeah, I mean, starting with the returning players first, we've been over the summer, and even kind of backing up to when I was first hired, I was able to meet 18 of the current players, whether it was freshmen or returners. And so being in that room and we talked about what their goals are and some feedback of what they're looking for. And so right away I could tell what a great and connected group that this is, that the coaching staff had recruited to Long Beach State. So getting to know them, and then also getting to know alumni like Cam Cecil and Carly Robbins and Carissa Sweet, these are some players that have really made some impact in the program, not only on the field, but also in the classroom. And it shows the high character and just the pride that they have in their experience being a student athlete for the softball program. And so they've also been telling me the story, and I really feel compelled to continue to tell the story of Long Beach State softball and make sure that people know that this is a place where the winning and the history runs deep. And so then when we talk about, Kim Souter and Pete Manarino, I mean, those are coaches that I played for Pete Manarino, and I got to compete as an athlete against Kim Souter and then also coach, on the other side of the field. And so I know what this program has looked like for years. They've been very competitive, and, getting to know Kim on the recruiting trail, or even just this summer, I think, she's just such a quality person. She's a people-first coach.
Cool.
She's had an incredible career. She treats her players well, respectfully, and guides them, to greatness. And so she really helped with a very good transition and has been open for conversations and And she's just been really wonderful. And I just want to continue to, celebrate what she's done by keeping the alumni engaged and, like I said, continuing to tell the story. But I look forward to, our relationship continuing to evolve and being able to keep her involved in the program. But she's doing great, and she's been playing a lot of tennis, which has been, I think once a competitor, always a competitor, but just, having some time to spend with her husband and her sons. And this is an exciting time and a transition for her, but I'm just really honored to be able to, step in and create the kind of similar impact that she's been able to do.
It's really cool how you speak so passionately and also eloquently about softball, and clearly there's emotion and passion that backs it up, right? I kind of want to know where that came from. Where did your passion for coaching begin? Is there a coach that influenced you? Is there a team that influenced you? A player?
Fun question. I would say if someone was going to describe who I am, passion would be a word that would come up. I'm really when I'm in something, I'm in it, and I'm not afraid to show my emotion. I'm not afraid to get excited, but I definitely I can wear my heart on my sleeve. But softball's always done that for me as a young girl, and growing up, it was a place where softball was, my getaway. It was my safe space. It was a place where I, had really great relationships with my teammates and coaches who pushed me and gave me perspective. And so I found myself, really growing as a person on the softball field. And so that's, I think, where it came from, just the love of the game as a little girl. And it really stuck. And so every day out at the field, I enjoy it. Even if it's just playing catch, I kind of am like a softball dork.
I love that.
I have it's a game.
It's what you do, yeah.
Yeah, so and it's cool that I get to do it as my job and my career, and really it's a passion. And so, I've also been fortunate to have some incredible mentors in this game. So I got to play for some amazing coaches. I played for Lonnie Alameda, who's a Hall of Fame coach and won a national championship a couple years ago. She's currently at Florida State. Yeah. And I played for her at UNLV. And I came to college as I thought I kind of knew everything. And she opened my eyes to not only growing my knowledge of the game, but tapping into this student athlete experience of where I could set my eyes on becoming a better person, a better daughter, a better sister, a better friend. And so she really leveraged, college softball as a launching pad to grow as a person in all of those different ways. And so I really had quite a transformational experience when I was in college. So I got to play for her, and she's one of my greatest mentors in this game. And then I also got to play for Pete Manarino, who really fueled my competitiveness. And, we went to postseason with him, and, he was the coach here at Long Beach State for, 2 decades. Yeah. So I've been able to be around some great coaches as a player, and then getting into coaching, not many people can say they've worked for the same head coach for 10 years, and I got to do that. And I've worked for a few head coaches, and they've all taught me a lot of really wonderful things, and all of them have several things in common, but I've really seen a lot of wonderful examples of how you treat a student athlete with professionalism, with respect, how to grow them as softball players, and really approach softball. Yes, it's a game, and we're here to win and do all those things, but we're also here to grow you as people. Mm-hmm. And so I've been fortunate to have, be alongside these wonderful women and head coaches who've shown me and paved this way, to where it's I'm just pulling from all my experiences and their awesome personalities and philosophies to kind of create my own idea and philosophy as a head coach. So I feel very equipped, thankfully, to these experiences that I've had with all these awesome people and teammates and family members and friends. They're all with me in this experience.
Yeah.
Coach, and talking about what you've learned and everything, what is going to be the staple that we're going to see from Coach Kendall Fearn? What is from your winning ways in Indiana, your winning ways in San Diego State? I mean, you've been a winner your whole coaching career. Just how will that translate to LBSU?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I believe in my heart that like we will be successful, and I've seen it in my career because when we focus on the things that we can control, then the wins take care of itself. And so we're going to recruit high level. What you're going to see, what this brand is going to be, is like a field of great athletes who know how to get outs and keep runs off the board, and then on the other side of the ball, get on base, make things happen, and create some havoc against the defense to like have a powerful and fast, potent offense. Like we're going to be prepared. We're going to have great connection on the field, great chemistry, like good flow and energy. So I envision an exciting brand of softball where our student athletes are prepared. They're confident on game day, and they're just ready to go for it. Like, again, it's a game, so like let's have fun with it, and let's have big goals, and like talk about our player development, and have open and real conversations about, hey, this is what I want to be. Like I want to be an All-American, and sometimes that can be scary to say, but like this is a place where you can say that and you can do that, and we have the coaching staff and the resources to be able to get you there. And it's all about having a plan. You work your plan, you work your process, you have fun. And, you handle the things that come along the way with grace, but really, like, it's all about this experience and having a great time. And so that's my job as a head coach, is to have a fun brand of softball, a positive environment where these players can come in and be their authentic selves and just, like, I mean, you know how awesome it is to be at Cal State Long Beach. Like,
Yeah.
It's a great spot. Like,
100%.
this is, I mean, going to college right by the beach, like, it's a great lifestyle, and so I want to give them that experience, and I also want to be competing for championships at the end of the day, and I think we could do that both here. So, yeah, that's the brand of softball: fun, championships, and growth.
You got me excited for this
Yeah,
season.
me too,
I'm
honestly.
excited. Yeah.
I was going to say, like, you're so lighthearted, but you're still talking so seriously about, like, winning. And it's just very, like, I don't know. It's very cool.
Thanks.
I'm very excited. Yeah.
It's like that's how it should be, right?
Right.
Because even from the losses, like, you got something to learn, and grow from. And we can make up for losses down the road, so in season. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and Coach, last season, Long Beach State finished third in batting average, first in ERA. How do you just roll that over to next season? I mean, it's already crazy stats putting up across the board in the Big West. Just how do you continue that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool. How you roll it over is it's momentum, right? There's a standard here, and we've seen that. Like, these players, they show up and I'm coming into this, like, our staff is coming in here, and there's already standards and expectations. Like, they're like, yeah, we want discipline, we want, I'm like, well, but also, like, it's already here. Like, you all got it going on. You come up, your gloves are lined up, like, they know how to take care of business, which sometimes has to be taught. And I've been really pleased with what we're walking into, and what I'm learning is that like what you're talking about, like first in ERA, third in batting average, like that's an expectation of like performance, right? And so my job, how we roll that over, is like creating an environment where there's a freeness and a looseness to just play the game, and then also we're equipping them with the different scenarios and the training like mechanisms to be able to perform against our competition when it's needed the most. And so we got to take care of the day-by-day things. But yes, I mean, with the athletes that we have and the staff that we have, and the vibes that we're all feeling, like I feel like that's where, although we're not chasing numbers, we're just focused on our process. And so I think with what I'm seeing, we're going to be able to continue that success and be making a run for a conference title. And if those stats land where they do, like they have been, then I wouldn't be surprised, because these are the type of athletes that are here. Like, they expect to perform and they put the work in. And so when it happens, it's great, because these athletes deserve to be recognized. They're really wonderful.
I love that.
Absolutely.
I would say, just like to get to know you a little bit more, take us through like a day in your life here in the preseason, and then perhaps maybe when y'all do start as well.
Day in the life.
Yeah.
Day in the life.
As an LBSU coach, or maybe a day in the life at one of your previous schools as well. I don't know, however you feel
that's great.
comfortable. Yeah.
I love that. I'm just like visualizing a reel of the day in the life.
Right? Yeah.
No, I mean, we get an early start now in the fall. So we get going. We're out in front of the pyramid, 3 days a week doing conditioning out in front at 6:30 a.m. And our athletes are, they're getting after it.
Sure.
And then we go in for our lift, and then we go out to practice, and you know, and then they go to class, and as a staff, right now we're very much in, you know, getting everything rolling for our team and set, and we're also, you know, juggling recruiting right now is a really like important piece of our success and just the timing of it. We're always recruiting, but the beginning of September is a huge time for recruiting. So specifically the day in the life right now is a lot of recruiting calls and a lot of check-ins with our players too. Like today, I met one of our incoming transfers over by the psych building before her class, and we're just like having a 20-30 minute check-in about like, hey, how you doing? How are you transitioning? Like, how are you getting connected? You know, like what are some things that are maybe stressing you out, or what's going really well, and just getting to know these athletes because we're all new. So that's kind of what the fall is about, you know, and we get to get started on games in a couple weeks, and then in the spring we flip it.
Right.
And we go to class in the morning, we get our work done in the office, and then we go out to the field in the afternoon. But for me, you know, when I get home from work, I strive to have great balance in my life, or something that feels good and suits me well. So I love the beach, and I live pretty close to it here in Long Beach. So I go out, see the sunset, go for walks, go for bike ride, try new coffee places, you know, on a Saturday morning, which has been really fun. Really enjoying just the city. And so that's, I mean, a day in the life is like enjoying the moment and also finding ways to like take pause and like, you know, take in things just outside of work, because I'm more than just a softball coach too.
There you go. I love that.
Coach, you talked about the recruiting process. What have you seen from your new recruits, and what do you look for in your new recruits as well?
Yeah, well, I mean, as far as the recruits that we've brought in, so we have 5 freshmen and we have 5 transfers, and I have used the word eager, and eager is it. Like they're all eager. I mean, our entire team is, but they're ready to make an impact, and so. I love that. I love that hunger and that grit that they have. And so they're just like, they're taking it all in, and they're putting their stamp on things and figuring things out, but the effort is high, and they bring their personality. And, you know, some of our like most vocal, energetic people, like some of them are new, which is like so brave of them, you know, to come in right away and feel comfortable to be themselves. So that's been cool with the new recruits. And then as far as who we're recruiting, you know, September 1st, our staff has been really busy on the phone. We've identified a really talented list of prospects. We're still, you know, working on our 26 class and have some athletes coming on campus next week. And we have the 27 class of recruits starting to come on campus too. But I like to recruit great athletes who are versatile, who can hit and play multiple positions. And then from the pitching side of things, we focus a lot on data. So we use a lot of data to make decisions on how we can have a very diverse, effective, and you know, talented pitching staff. So when we bring in pitching prospects, it's because we've seen something we really like on data or in game as well. But we really use data to drive home a lot of our decision making and how we project our pitching staff as a whole.
Nice. Outside of like the data and the stats on players, how do you make Long Beach an attractive destination for these recruits?
Yeah, it's about relationship building, and I think, I mean, you probably all feel it too, like when you're on a campus or you have a job, when you feel connected and you feel like you have buy-in to what the goal is or the mission is or the future, you automatically become more inclined to want to be a part of something and stay a part of something. And so when we get on the phone with them, you know, I want to recruit top players in California. I want to keep top players here in California. I also want to recruit from states like Hawaii and, you know, Arizona, Nevada, Oregon, Washington. Like, we are a West Coast conference.
Yeah.
And I think it's so cool too. Like right now, our entire roster is from California. Awesome. And so all the friends, all the family, they get to watch them. Like they're in the stands, and that's a big draw. So like, you know, being in a place where you can be outside, you know, with great weather by the beach, you know, that's a big sell. But really, like our student athletes and when recruits come and interact with our student athletes, like I think that's what a big difference maker is. They're really like one of our best, you know, tools for recruiting because they're living it. They can like be real and tell them what it's really like. And I think people in high school or out of the transfer portal really find a lot of value in having those conversations with our student athletes. So I'm fortunate to have some really mature, conscientious, driven, softball players on this team who can really kind of communicate what that experience is like, which is cool because I don't live the same experience as a student athlete. Yeah. They do. So that's been helpful to help kind of tell that story and experience of like, yeah, you should come here because of X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. And the players, they're the ones narrating that story. So that's awesome.
Coach, I want to touch on that aspect of attendance a little bit more. Last year, stands were always packed. What message would you send to the fans going into the season with the new coaching regime? But, the same good old team. So what message would you send to the fans coming into the season?
Yeah, I mean, softball is an incredible sport, and Long Beach is an amazing community. So much pride, and like we need that fan support to continue to come out here. And my vision is to continue to grow this program to where we're literally bursting at the seams and need more stands. Like last year, they had to bring in additional stands to put in the outfield. And so like that's where my head's at is like, how can we get more young softball players with their families to come watch? Because the product of like Division I college softball and Long Beach State softball right now is worth seeing. I mean, these athletes are talented, they're driven, and we get after it. We're going to host some really great competition. Long Beach State always has because everybody wants to come play by the beach. Mm-hmm. So we're fortunate to be able to host a lot of great teams, and we want to continue to do that. So we start September 26th with our first fall ball game, and we'll play 6 home games, and we'll play some Division I schools and some junior colleges, and those are free of admission. So we would love to have people come out, and I think it's really important too. Like fans are going to really continue to enjoy interacting with our athletes after the game, where their, sons and daughters can come up and engage with our athletes and get their autographs and those kinds of things. Like it's a really unique experience, and it's a great brand of softball. There's a lot of great stuff happening in the game right now, and the fact that we get to host such great competition right here is pretty amazing. So I just want to keep engaging with the fans and build it and grow it, because my vision is to just like continue to grow this facility to where we have even more people to come, help support our student athletes.
I love that. I know it's still kind of early and maybe you don't have a grasp on this answer yet, but I do want to ask, as we're speaking to the fans, what are games that you're excited to see that whether it's the competition, whether it's just the name of the school, whether it's the location even, I just want to hear about that from you.
Yeah, for sure. Well, this season, we're going to be hosting opening weekend, which will be really fun. So we host opening weekend, and that's always exciting. So we're going to be bringing in, some top schools that will be here. As far as specifics and scheduling, everything's still getting ironed out, but our non-conference is going to be, we're going to be on the road quite a bit. So which is slightly unusual for Long Beach State. We normally play a lot more home games, but just with the coaching change and when it happened and scheduling, this is what we're working with. So we will be hosting some really great midweeks and obviously tons of great Big West opponents. And so we're going to be hosting the, UCSB, who won the conference tournament last year. We're going to be hosting UCLA in a midweek, which will be great. But I mean, every Big West conference series at home, I anticipate, those being quality, crucial wins that we need to capture to get us towards our goal, right? It's winning a conference championship. So, and then in the fall, I'm a little excited to bring San Diego State up here.
Okay.
Yeah, a little spicy, but no, it's awesome. Stacey Newman-Denise, my former boss down there at San Diego State, she's coming up, and then LMU will be here and we'll play a round robin. So that'll be fun on October 11th. We'll bring those 2 teams in, and that will be fun to play against a team that, I just coached, with for 3 years. Sure. So that'll be great. And I'm from the San Diego area too. Yeah. So my family are alumni, and, it's, it'll be really fun to bring them up here. There's a lot of great people in that program.
Yeah. Super fun.
Coach, I got to ask, have you worked with the ace, Kate Barnett? Have you worked with her yet? And just how has it been, meeting I would say one of the probably captains of the team, right?
Yeah, Kate is awesome, and she's an athlete that I had a check-in with today, actually, out in front of the. We met on campus as well and connected, and we were just chatting about how her bullpen went today, and she had her first bullpen with Coach Shelby, and she absolutely loved it. And but early on in this process, I got to know Kate, and she was here all summer training and doing her thing, and she's wonderful. She's very big picture. She's a great representation of Long Beach State. She's in the honors school. She's just driven in every area of her life, and she cares about her relationships with people and her teammates and her family. She knows how to prioritize like what she does in her day, and she just rocks it. And so I've been very impressed with her, and I think she's going to do big things for us. So excited to see her. We were talking about, she's like, when are we going to go live? I'm so ready to match up against our hitters and see what they got and see what I can do. And I think she understands like the process of softball, and she's excited to continue to grow. I think she's hungry to just like keep going and keep achieving. But Kate's very mature. She's like I said, driven, but she knows what she wants, and she's like ready to attack it head on and get after it. So I'm excited for her. She's gonna be really fun to coach.
How do you, as a student of the game at one point, now being a coach and a leader, what are some like big takeaways that you had as a player that you translate or like to translate to your mentees?
I think that as a player, I really was able to flourish in an environment where I felt like I was in like lockstep with my coaching staff, where they knew what my goals were. They cared about conveying a message in a way that resonated with me. And sometimes it comes in different ways. Like sometimes it can be watching film. Sometimes it can be, taking some extra time before or after practice to work on a specific skill. But sometimes it's just like grabbing coffee and like having that time spent to where, maybe we're just talking about life and those kinds of things, but like where how much, when someone sees your heart, they know how much you care. And so I think that like that's what I got as a player. And so I think that those are some important, things that like always come full circle in my life of like, this is how I really, got value from my coaches.
Yeah.
But also just like having an environment where it's like, there's not one way to do something. Like, gosh, there's so many ways to like be successful at something. So like always continuing to learn and be a student of the game, but also like evolving and adjusting and being flexible while still holding the standards and expectations, but like doing it in a way of like having passion and having love for the people around you.
Yeah.
And just having this like looseness where it's not the end of the world if something doesn't go our way, but like how do we respond to it and move forward? I think that's like the essence of like being a student of the game, is just continuing to evolve and see different ways to how things can get done,
Yeah, love it.
Coach, has there been someone that just stands out? Like maybe just one player that's just a lot more like electric, loud, just, I kind of want to know that. Is there one player that has stood out to you so far that's just...
Electric, loud. I mean, I think that if our coaching staff was all here, they might say this too, but Brooke Subia, she's a transfer. So she's been here like, I don't know, less than a month, couple weeks. And, we were doing we were getting some numbers on some sprints. And so we had like the lasers set up, and, she's just like, she makes these like funny comments, and she'll be like, she's on the line. She's like, all right, I'm channeling a dog chasing me. And so then she just like takes off. Like she's just like has this humor where she just like, she'll just start it. She'll start it off. She doesn't need someone to be like, okay, be funny. It's just like kind of who she is. So she brings this looseness. She's very engaging. Like our water station is over by the bullpen. So like she'll go over and grab some water, and she's like connecting with the pitcher who's like, throwing her pin at that moment. And she just knows how to engage with people and keep it light, keep it fresh, keep it fun. But she's a spark. Like she's got And I think that's her gift, and that's what she brings. And there's a lot of that on the team too. But she's definitely someone that, like, on the field, fans and people will notice her. She's got a lot of spark to her, so she keeps it fun for us out there.
That's fun. Well, we can tell you're fun as well. And I'd like to ask you about your personal, you know, you're not just a softball coach, as you said before. How are you liking living in Long Beach?
Yeah, I love it. Well, I'm born and raised in Carlsbad, so I'm all about the beach. You know, my parents actually met on the beach. My dad was a lifeguard, and my mom was student teaching. She's a kindergarten teacher.
Cute.
But so I've grown up being around like this climate, and I love the ocean. I love being up in Long Beach so far. And I think the coolest thing about Long Beach that I didn't know was it's like city vibes.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not sleepy beach town. It is full city, and that's really cool. I've been enjoying that. I really love how different cultures are celebrated and really highlighted. I think that's what makes our community so unique, and even our campus. We're known for that, and I want to really lean into that and make our community proud, to where when young girls come to watch our team, like, they see players on the team that they can really resonate with and relate to. I think that that's really important, and that's what is so wonderful about being on a campus, and even in a city like this, is just highlighting that diversity. And you know, just what makes us special is all of our differences coming together. And I think that Long Beach is a city that does it one of the best I've ever seen. So I can't wait to experience more of all the unique events that happen here. But I'm really enjoying, you know, being here by the beach, and also still being close to home in San Diego is a big plus.
Yeah. You mentioned your family still resides in San Diego, or they're just...
they all live in Carlsbad.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like an hour and 15 minutes away, and I've got some extended family, you know, cousins, aunts, and uncles that live in LA and up in the Bay Area as well. So both sides of the family are heavy California, and they're so excited, especially the LA squad.
Yeah.
Is very excited about this Long Beach move because they will be seeing a lot more softball games. So but yeah, I got a lot of family in the area, and it's been cool to not. And a lot of times in my coaching career, I've been in other time zones and across the country, and so I don't have to hop on a plane and be sad. They're just down the road, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I feel like comforting too, which is nice.
Very comforting. It's nice when our professional lives and our personal lives can collide and coexist.
Yeah. So outside of softball, what are your teams? Who do you support in other professional games?
Yeah.
Sports? I just want to know.
Let's see. Now that we have pro softball, I'm a big Bandits fan.
Okay.
That was my team this summer.
Okay.
And as far as I don't know, I may or may not becoming a Dodger fan.
Yes.
Oh no.
He's a Giants fan.
Okay. I grew up a big Tony Gwynn fan, so I do like the Padres, and I enjoy going to games there. But I have some really great friends who are Dodger fans, and I have coached a ton of players at San Diego State and even here at Long Beach State. Like, they're all Dodger fans.
Yeah.
And they are diehard. Like, to where they have the games on, and I'm like, okay, come on, it's like time to practice. But no, and I get it. I really enjoy going to Dodger games and watching them play. But I'm a Lakers fan, and let's see what else.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, coach.
Hot take. I like football, but I don't have a team.
Okay.
I
get that.
I would say those are my teams. Yeah, it might be. I don't think I'm missing any.
I'm really happy to hear you're a Dodgers fan, especially coming from San Diego, because I don't want to talk about those who won't be named. But it's exciting to hear, and I feel like you have a really good grasp on your intentions with this season, what you want to project onto your players, and how you're being and how you're acting towards them. Is even in this 30-minute conversation, I feel like I've been able to get excited about softball in a way I have never been before. So
I love that. Well, softball's so fun. It's a great sport, fortunately. So.
Yeah. No,
I'm super excited for the season, Coach. You have me pumped up. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah. You all should come out to practice.
Okay.
Yeah, come check us out.
We'll be at practice.
We'll take you up on
we're
that.
Going to be at practice so much, you're going to be like, guys, stop coming to practice.
No, we got to get some players on the podcast.
Yes.
Definitely.
We were just talking about that, but we obviously wanted to speak to you first. And I just want to know, what's something that you want whether it's listeners, whether it's your players, what's Kendall Fearn's mission statement? Like, what do you want people to, like, when they think of you, what resonates with them?
Ooh. Well, I would say, I'm in this business to develop strong, confident women, to have, I'm in coaching because of the experience that I described. I really found myself through softball and in college, and so I want nothing more than the players that I get the opportunity to recruit and coach to go through this experience where, maybe they doubted themselves, and that's normal. We all do as humans, but I want this experience to be a place where they felt like they had a coaching staff behind them, believing in them and preparing them for life after softball, to when they finish their last game and they graduate, they're more confident than ever to take on whatever is next in life, and that they have just a memory bank full of these amazing experiences on and off the field with their teammates and their coaching staff that have helped create, just this positivity and self-belief that they can take on whatever their goals and dreams are. And so it's kind of always been my motto is to be a difference maker. And
Love
so
that.
whether it's the first time I meet somebody or, it's somebody that I get to, remain in touch with, for a long period of time, I just want to make an impact, and I want to make a difference in their lives and make people feel seen and heard and dream big and have fun through softball.
We want to say thank you so much for being here, and thank you for coming on. And we'd love to have you again with some players and some playmakers starting in the spring. I mean, we'll be here in the spring as well, so we'd love to definitely see you again.
Yeah, we'll get some playmakers in this room. We'll get it going.
Yeah, I want 7 seats on that side. I need a stand.
Oh, they would love that.
Let's get bleachers and let's make it a fun thing. Yeah. But
For sure.
Regardless of anything, for Long Beach Current, go listen to our other podcasts and our socials at LB Current. And we want to say thank you to our editors and producers, myself and Dante Estrada. Huge thank you to special guest coach Kendall Fearn. Sounds like everyone should be watching softball this season. So
Go check it out. Go check it out.
Thanks, y'all.
Alrighty, we'll see ya.